you're mostly going to have people or spirits that stick around when there's some kind of tragic event contributed to their death. A lot of times there's unfinished business, like a murder. I'm sure you've heard that a lot. But a murder, or just things that are usually very eventful and tragic. It's not anything to scare you. Ghosts aren't out there trying to scare people or frighten people. They're there because they have some kind of message to relay. They want to be known that they're there. I mean, come on, they're just people like me. They've moved on. They've shedded their physical shell, which is the body. And if they're here, then usually it's because they have a message or because they don't know that they're dead. And hopefully we're here to be able to solve some of those things and to help these spirits or discarnate souls move on. In a place like this, obviously, a graveyard, there's going to be some type of activity, though not all the time, because once you're dead, usually you're dead, you don't come back, unless there's some type of unfinished business, unless there was some type of tragedy attached to your death, or something. There was a message you needed to relay to the people here in the physical plane. It just appears, anything that people do not understand usually is frightening to them. They don't want to understand it, they don't want to believe it. And we're here to kind of change that a little bit. We're not here to make this an eerie thing, unless it becomes an eerie thing, that's a whole different story, But we're here to show people that we can help, and that's what I do. I help these spirits to move on. I help spirits and entities to move on. And there's something to be said, or there's something to be told. And we're here tonight to find out if there's anything here. I just want to be able to prove. I mean, what more appropriate place than a graveyard? It's not something I usually do. I don't wander through graveyards looking for ghosts. I don't believe in forcing ghosts, to come out or to show themselves or to give us signs. I mean, if they're here and they're giving you a sign, that's fine. We're going to ask politely that they show us a sign if they're here tonight. And if they do, that's great. If not, then oh well. But like I said, what better place than a graveyard? Okay, so basically over here, what are you getting there? I know that you weren't reading too well there, and then all of a sudden I heard you sounded surprised over here. What happened?
Well, we're reading 0.0, and then all of a sudden it just jumped to 2.1 and back.
Yeah, that happens sometimes when the spirit's moving, transitioning from one place to the other. That's a good sign when it does something like that, because then obviously you can differentiate that from electrical wires or power lines or anything like that. When you see it fluctuating like that, obviously you've got some movement going on. And like I said, it's hopefully we're going to have these kinds of signs. This is what's going to prove to the skeptics out there. That's exactly what I have this for. I come from a more occult base myself. This is to prove to the people who are skeptical, we have something here that can measure and they can physically see what's going on. Obviously, like when I go through a house or something and I'm doing an exorcism or I'm doing an investigation, we measure or we write down the reading in each room as we go through. And then we do it again afterwards or during the exorcism, we'll also do a reading. And so the people can see how it fluctuates and they can see the different readings that we're getting. Obviously, if it's jumping around, there's some activity, okay? Because obviously electrical lines and things don't move around. Spirits do. So here we are outside of the cemetery here.